Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. Hopefully 2025 treated you right. Take an inventory of the year. I know for me, there were some days in which I would start the day on the right foot. I would invite the Lord into my day. I would pray, meditate in the scriptures, even record my quiet times on drives to work. But then at the end of the day, after a long, exhausting, tiring day of work, the commute, and I'm desperate to find some peace at the pillow, I would struggle. I would go through my Rolodex of whys. Why, God, does life have to be this way? Why did you put me in this situation? Why aren't you making it clear the way I'm supposed to go? Why aren't you intervening, etc.? There were several days where confusion and anxiety in the present interlocked with past history and baggage and areas that didn't heal properly. As weeks and months went by, I got into this lockstep rhythm where how I was starting the day and how I was ending it were completely different. There was this dissonance, this lack of congruence. So I would often let the sun go down in anger, not necessarily towards anyone in particular, but more just like, God, why did you forsake me? Why did you abandon me? Why did you leave me at this altar? Or why didn't you make it more clear when you knew putting me in the situation was likely going to result in this deregulation or this burnout? Why didn't you preserve me or keep me from harm and hurt? Ask yourself, who am I listening to at the end of the day? Because if the enemy can get you to go to bed in a deceived place, there's going to be a natural erosion that occurs over time. It may not be so evident at first, it may be subtle, but over time the cracks are going to get larger, and you're like, well, I have a daily dose of Jesus embedded in my life, in the rhythms of life, but the enemy wants to catch you at the end of the day and try to flush all that positive encouragement, that life, that truth. He wants to squeeze it out of you so he can sort of set you up to be tormented. Give God room to occupy those places and spaces where you've given them to someone else, or you've given them to the enemy, or maybe there's this neutral gray area where you're just afraid to invite God into one way or another because you have your doubts, you have your unbeliefs. Make sure to have a game plan, be intentional. If there's parts of the day in which you struggle, have a friend, have a mentor, have a family member, be on call, be on standby to help sound things out, help walk life through your processing with you. Don't try and do it alone. Above all else, when in doubt, just never ever believe that God has abandoned you and forsaken you. Somehow, some way, we have to get to that baseline where God is there, he's with us. He may not give us a straight answer right away. It may not be clear, but believe in your heart that God is not only real and working all things for good, but that he is always with you, ready to give more of himself. May your days in 2026 be merry and bright, but also congruent. You got this as always. Cam out.